Hello, it's Pat again. So now I am sweaty and post-gym, just driving home, and again I'm going to tune in to what the most high wants, and I'm just being ushered by some gentleman on how to drive at the moment, which is very nice. There we go. So yeah, what was I going to speak about? Just tuning in. There was something in that was at the front of my head, and now it's kind of gone. That was it. Okay. Right. So I'm going to talk about what are we supposed to do in this world with the fact that I'd say the majority of people now are in such a bad way, emotionally primarily, and also physically, but primarily emotionally damaged, and they need help, and no one's really giving them any help because all the avenues of so-called help are run by not such pleasant forces, shall we say. And it just came to my attention this morning that there really are a lot of damaged people, and a lot of them don't want to be that way. They're accepting that they're like that and they want help, but what are they supposed to do? It's a genuine question, and is there anything that we can do as people to begin to help these people? Is it just a sad case of there's nothing we can do, and they're just going to basically for the rest of their lives just kind of live and make poor decisions because they don't have anyone that's really helping guide them, or just to look after them, and to keep them on the straight and narrow? Because when someone is very, very emotionally damaged, they will continue to make bad decisions, unless they see a way out. And often the case is in this modern world where everything's so expensive, and just to live and breathe these days, it's a huge expense. And if you're very damaged emotionally, it's hard for you to generate a good amount of wealth and take care of yourself. So people just, for instance, a lot of women end up whoring themselves out, selling themselves out because they need somewhere to stay. And I just wish that it's a message to the big rich people out there that do have a heart that is intact, if there are any out there. Can you please do something about this? Can you please create some organizations and spaces for these people to go to and heal? I believe you're obliged to. If any rich person, wealthy person sees this, you've got to do something about it. You have to. I'm someone like myself personally, and other people will help. We will work within this organization. We will do our utmost. If anything, I'd say that's my primary purpose in this life, is to help rehabilitate broken people. And yeah, I just really, really hope that we can do this, because there's so many people suffering in the world, and there's not a lot it doesn't seem to be a route out for a lot of them. And I don't believe in this whole you've made poor choices, so deal with it. Well, it's there's a truth to that, but at the same time, people made poor choices because they were so broken in the first place. They were born into broken families, and they were brought up by narcissistic parents that messed them up. So it really is actually the parents' fault a lot of the time. And they've, the people, the controllers of this world, have done a very good job to firstly brainwash and crumble our parents' generation. The people in the sort of 40 to sort of 80, that bracket generally have been turned into not very nice people on them. I'm not saying all of you, but a lot of them are not very nice people. They're very judgmental, and they don't realize that they had it a lot easier. They could go out and buy a house with a couple of years' work. You can't do that these days. And the main thing about the older generation is they did a really bad job of bringing up the younger generation, because they allowed the manipulation to brainwash them. And I don't know what happened, but like, it's our parents' generation. They didn't really do discipline, and they didn't really practice what they preach, you know. A lot of them were drinking alcohol, but they're like going nuts at you for going and smoking some spliffs, for instance. Things like this, you know. It's like, and naturally, like any young bright spark, young spirit, young child, just any person that switched on is going to see that and just be like, I can't respect you. And that broken respect has led to a whole generation of damaged individuals. You know, we've got young men that have been brainwashed into thinking that their natural masculine spark is toxic, and they're all walking all cowered down like this. Their man bits are probably shriveling because of it, you know. And of course, women aren't attracted to it, so they don't get anything, they don't get any attention. They probably didn't get loved properly by their mothers, because the mothers bought into all this feminism nonsense as well, that, you know, women trying to be the breadwinners, women trying to be the boss of the household. And like, we're seeing now that is a disaster, and the good women realize that that's not the way it should be in this fallen world. In this fallen world, the men are supposed to be the head of the household, and the average man these days, young or old, is just a complete wimp. And no wonder they've let the parasite controllers just ruin things for us and just decimate what was, from when I grew up, when I was born in the 80s, and then before, you know, 60s, 70s. These were decent-ish times. I mean, the problems were starting then, because the rulers in high places were already putting the agendas in place and bringing us the music and the advertisements and all the celebrities and politicians that have got us to where we are now. So what we're dealing with now is, we need any wealthy people out there that do have good hearts, that see this, and to put your investment, use the money you've got in order to build structure to rehabilitate these damaged young people. And I highly recommend you do that, because, well, if you don't, you're going to lose that wealth. I guarantee it, right? I know this is what's going to happen. Karma is coming. The Most High Creator in the sky is going to come around after, you know, it's happening in stages, but it's ultimately what's happening is the people that are using their energy and their wealth, which is all the same thing, your life force or your money in the bank, using it for a greater purpose, to help bring harmony back to the planet, heal people, and bring spaces for people to get rehabilitated. I believe if the wealthy people are not going to do that, you'll end up losing it all. So that's pretty much it. Like, this is a cry for help for all the damaged people out there. Yeah, can you rich, wealthy people do something really, really honourable with your wealth? And I'll sign it out there. Peace to everyone. Thank you very much for listening.